Question 3 asks about the difference in GPA from high school to college among the person whose ID is 1456. So it's only asking about one person, but we can actually have it first calculate for everybody. So we're going to go back to our SPSS file. And what we need to do is we need to add a new variable that will calculate the difference in the two GPAs for us. So to do that, we will go up to Transform, and we're going to Compute Variable, and we're going to give the new variable a name. So we're going to say difference college GPA and high school GPA. You can't have any spaces in the variable name, so just figure out how you want to label it so that it basically helps you understand what you're trying to find. And then what I'm going to do is over here on the left, I'm going to take cumulative GPA. I'm going to move that over into the right-hand side, and then I'm going to click the minus sign because it's just going to be a subtraction. And then I'm going to take my high school GPA, which remember I have GS GPA instead as a typo, and move that over. So I have cumulative GPA minus high school GPA, and then I click OK. And so if I go back to my data window and scroll over a little bit, you'll see that there is a new variable added. Now in this case, the number of decimal places displayed is 0, so it doesn't really show me everything in quite the format that I want. So I'm going to click on my variable view, and I'm going to change my decimals to 2. Yours might already have been at 2, and so it might have been fine. And then I'm going to click back on data view, and so now this shows me the actual differences in terms of real GPA units. I can see that a negative means that the college GPA was actually lower than the high school GPA. So I have the difference computed for all students. To find the difference for one specific student, I can scroll through. In this case, they're numerical, so I can see it pretty quickly. But a couple of ways of doing it would be, number one, you could go up to Data, and you could choose Sort Cases, and you could sort by ID, which would put them in numerical order if they weren't already. Or another option would be to go to Data, and you can say Select Cases, and if I do ID and say if condition is satisfied, so I click here and then click the if button, so I can say ID and then type in the equals and then 1456, which is the value I'm looking for, and hit continue, hit OK, and then go back to my data. It crosses out all of the records that don't meet that criteria. The only one left is this one, which is the one in which the value of the ID is 1456. So to answer the actual question, what is the change or difference in GPA? It's a negative 0.42. If we go to the worksheet, I can type that in, and then it does want a screenshot. So depending on how you sort it or how you did it, I would like to see this difference column. So if we actually tell it to do a screenshot, so you can do Command-Shift-4 if you're on a Mac, or print screen if you're on a Windows machine, or I'm going to use my free Screen Hunter application, which allows me to get what I want. And I'm just going to take a little bit of this, even though it doesn't show me my selected ID number, but it copied that part of it, and then I can paste that in here and not worry at all about how much it cut off. I guess I'm going to make it a little bit smaller so that it can show the difference in there.